Hey, welcome back to another episode of Outside In.
Your go-to source for honest conversations about relationships and marriage.
So if you are ready, let's go.
Hi guys.
Yes, selamat kembali.
Selamat berpuasa.
Masih lagi dalam bulan Ramadan ni kan.
Betul.
So of course, this bulan Ramadan we always want to give more valuable insights as well as knowledge, inshallah, during this whole month, so that we all can benefit from the episode lah.
So today we have with us a lawyer. So before
we introduce our very special guest today,
this podcast is brought to you by
Lustre.
Lustre. Elevate your beauty with Lustre's range of essentials and supplements. Prioritize your skin health and shine with confidence every day.
Lustre.
For skin that shines.
Don't forget to use our promo code OUTSIDEIN to enjoy $5 off Lustre products. Visit them at www.mylustre.com or contact them at 6275-4123.
That's right.
6275-4123.
Betul.
Find them on Instagram at mylustre.mylife or their TikTok and Facebook at mylustre. Without further ado, we'd like to introduce our very special guest, our lawyer.
Our lawyer.
Yeah, say hello to Miza. Hi Miza. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Good. Dah buka puasa?
Alhamdulillah. Malam ni, I think it was a very heartful.
Apa tu?
We had a good heart. No, but it's okay. We had a good buka lah. Alhamdulillah. Dah ada buka?
Dah. Of course.
So yes, of course we like to give a big shout out to Hairani Othman also for giving us this heads up. For linking us with Miza.
Yes.
Because of course we've always wanted to have professionals on our show, to really discuss on issues pertaining to marriage and relationships, and who else to talk about it if not for the professionals, right?
And since we are talking about law, right? So for me my perception is that we only engage a lawyer when it comes to divorce or like custody or like houses. So from your point of view, what?
Sekejap, sabar. Kita belum introduce lagi tau. Dah masuk soalan. Tak sabar. Why not we let Miza introduce yourself? Like how long have you been in this industry? And silakan.
Okay, so I actually run my own practice. I'm from FND Legal. As a lawyer itself, I have been a lawyer for 6 years already this year. But prior to that, I was actually working as a paralegal while I saved up to go to uni. Yeah, but that was only like about a year. Then after that, I just went to uni and came back, did my training, did my bar exams. Lepas tu jadi lawyer lah. Yeah, so that's how I came about.
Right. Okay, I just want to ask because I watched Suits, this
he's crazy for
American,
Suits.
and Mike Ross. And so
you don't lie. You like Meghan Markle. You don't lie. You watch the show for her.
No. Don't put words in my mouth. Bulan Ramadan ni jangan. Danger ya. But okay, because from what as a normal commoner would understand about law is usually based on what we see in TV shows. But how difficult is it to actually become a lawyer in Singapore?
Okay, well, I would say it's not about difficult or not. It's whether you have the stamina to deal with it, because the whole process is super long. Like for me, I actually studied overseas. So I was in University of Tasmania, 3 years.
In Australia.
Yes.
Nice. Wow. Good day, mate.
Yeah, good day.
Aussie? Sorry, terbawa sikit.
Yeah, so 3 years and then come back, I need to do about 1.5 years worth of training plus exams.
Okay.
1.5 years on top of the 3 years
Yes,
studies.
correct. Because overseas grad, we have a different route as compared to the local grads.
Okay.
So there were a lot of things that we need to do. In fact, it's 2 additional parts, which is the punya 6 months punya training plus part A of the bar exams. So that
part A lagi.
Ada part A, part B.
See,
Wow.
BE?
Ya, tak ada.
Two part.
Hopefully not lah.
Okay.
Yeah, so because I did my part A dengan the training together, I managed to save 6 months lah.
Okay. Because I know the bar exam is dia macam for every lawyer to be, they have to go through the bar exam.
Yes, correct.
Right? Macam kalau doctor is you pass the doctor, you get the degree already, then you can straight away become a doctor.
Right.
I'm not too sure.
Not too sure.
Doctor.
Okay, maybe for other professionals is you get the bachelor in engineering, you can become engineer.
Right.
But for lawyers, you have to go through a bar exam.
Yes, correct.
Wow.
Yeah, so a bit leceh lah.
Tapi alhamdulillah you succeeded and now you are running your own practice.
Yes,
kan?
alhamdulillah.
Wow, congratulations.
Congratulations.
So it's been 6 years. So in this whole 6 years of practicing as a lawyer in Singapore, what would you say your journey has? How would you say your journey has been as a lawyer?
Oh, I would say love-hate relationship lah. It's a love-hate relationship
Okay.
lah. Because initially, you get all the hype like, oh, jadi lawyer, I
Yeah.
get to speak in court and everything. But I tell you, my first day in court, right, I panic. I forgot my name.
Nama saya
Your Honor,
Yeah.
my name, what my name?
Yeah, so it was so bad because it's very random. My boss just cakap, okay, today you need to go to court. Then I just,
you were
Okay.
not prepared.
I was not prepared.
Okay.
Because I'm very confident when it comes to macam family matters and all of this. But then back then on my first day, dia suruh buat criminal matter. And it's open court tau. So semua orang boleh tengok.
Ulala.
Yeah, so it was quite chaotic for me lah. Then I told my friend, I was like, hey bro, how oh, if you scared, you write down lah. Then okay, I write down. Even my name tau, write down my name. Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Liza from apa. Then I put it down.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so
So it's definitely a big difference when you really, from what we see in the TV shows and what you actually had to go through yourself personally.
yes, for sure. It's totally different. You always see the confident side, but you don't see the part where sometimes we go to court and we'll be like, shucks. How do we deal with this right now? Yeah, because drama, right? Everybody always like, oh, go there, objection. This
Yeah.
But
Kecoh.
actually, that happens maybe 10-20% of the time lah.
Oh.
Yeah, the bulk of the time is actually us doing paperwork. Yeah, so that bit, of course, they won't tell you. If not, nobody want to watch the show.
Right.
Right.
Of course.
But so if they want to
We
watch
watch it for the drama.
Yeah.
But okay. Terkahak keluar. But so this whole 6 years of your life as a lawyer, how much drama have you actually had to go through?
Wow.
Would you say?
I had to go through obviously the drama comes largely from dealing with my client situations. But of course, I also had to deal with the fact that some things would emotionally affect me as well because you wouldn't expect that to come to you. Yeah, because to me, it's like, it's their problem. But why is it affecting me?
Right.
Yeah, because it's got to do with, I guess, my principles in life as well.
Yeah.
Because it makes me question like, is this really the way it should be? Yeah, because law is one thing, but morals is very different.
That's
Yeah.
right. Oh, then that will bring me. Okay, before you get into the question, I want to ask you about this
Yes, of course.
because you mentioned morals, kan? Because there's always a difference in how we deal with certain certain things that's happening with the law. How do you actually go through such a situation when it's affecting your moral?
Okay.
Deep sikit.
Yeah. I get what you mean because I think that one I had that issue right way before I became a lawyer when I was doing my training. There were certain things that I didn't agree with how back then the people who were training me were doing in terms of the case, and it affected me to the point where afterward I started asking myself, shucks, is this how I'm gonna be doing this for the rest of my life?
Right.
Then macam mana?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had a friend. Last time he will always bring me to Waterway Point. Kita beli bubble tea, duduk situ, and then we'll just talk.
Chill.
Talk
Like talk
lawyer.
things out lah. No, it's more like talk things out lah. Because
okay.
he saw that my face muka pucat already. Like macam this girl something off already. So he brought me to Waterway Point. Kita duduk kan, and then we were talking over a cup of bubble tea lah. And then I said, I don't know whether this is something I want to do for the rest of my life.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So then later on, he actually sat me down. He told me that, actually you need to learn to compartmentalize.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, we need to act in the best interest of our clients. So whatever is your morals, right, you have to push it one side in that sense, but do what you can to actually,
Help
in a
the
way,
client.
help the client out.
Right.
Yeah.
Because of course clients engage lawyers to assist them in their situations, whatever it may be. Kan? But of course, you are able to choose your clients on top of that, or
I mean, of course, since I run my own practice, in a way I can.
yeah.
But back then, whatever my boss give me, I just like, okay, can.
Thank you, boss.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, let's proceed.
Right, okay. So now, I think you have a list of questions to ask.
Alright.
So silakan.
Yeah, so just now I was saying macam when I think of lawyers, right, my perception is that I only engage lawyers for things like divorce or like custody and things like that. So actually, what are the cases that you've dealt with before as a lawyer?
That is not really commonly known to the public.
Oh, okay. So actually got quite a lot of things that we can do. Obviously, the standard things that you always see in drama is like they are suing each other over breach of contract or divorces, adoption and all of this. But there are also other things that you can engage a lawyer for. Maybe say for example macam estate planning, buat wasiat, hibah, and then your LPA. Yes, correct.
Lasting power of attorney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just learned what it was.
Yes,
if
it's
you're
very
mentally
important.
capacitated.
Betul.
I do that for my job actually. So I know what is the LPA and court order lah. So.
Yeah. So actually, all of these things, lawyers also come on board to do. But then, of course, to be upfront, there are also companies that they don't have lawyers, but they still provide such services.
Okay.
Yeah. But what I usually suggest, I mean, not because I run my own practice, but realistically speaking, is that you usually get a lawyer because we know what we are doing.
Yeah.
In a sense that we make sure that whatever we are drafting, say for example your wasiat and all of this, is valid in court. Jangan sampai dah buat, lepas tu member dah tak ada, you bring this to the court and the court be, sorry, it's not valid.
Oh no.
Then dah basi masa lah. Then there's no turning point already.
Yes,
because
there's no turning point.
in order for the LPA to be valid is when the person is still have mental capacity. If not, it's not valid.
Yeah. And like as a lawyer, as a lawyer herself, she dia tahulah the ins and outs of like the courts and like the
What is necessary for the
so,
case to flow through.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I think the most important thing is kita orang-orang biasa yang tak tahu, kita semua tahu based on TV shows and whatnot. We cannot be too complacent with the things that we're doing. Like for example, I think we spoke about this offcast about how sometimes when we go through divorce, not we, but when people actually go through divorce, they actually think that tak payahlah kita buat sendiri, senang je apa, anak ni anak tu dah settle. But we do not know that law is around to guide us in a certain manner. So if we don't actually produce the right documents and whatnot, nanti menyusahkan in the future. So it's always good to have someone of the right knowledge to actually assist you in all the situations. Yeah. So maybe you want to ask that following question. Yeah.
So okay, when it comes to macam, of course we are not advocating macam divorce or anything like that, right? But
of course,
when it comes down to it, right? So I want to ask. So macam bila someone goes to you to help them settle the divorce kan. So do you actually macam, how do you go about it? Do you macam okay, duduk and then say I want this. So you will fight for them, right? And then dekat dalam court kecoh tak? Ke macam mana? How I'm trying to picture the
scene, right?
The scene.
So it really depends. Clients can come to us at different stages of the divorce now.
Okay.
So obviously some of them what they want to do is, right from the start already they lawyer up. So that means we prepare the papers, we attempt for mediation for them, and mediation is quite crucial lah, especially if you want to sort of negotiate and come to an amicable settlement. So like for example, recently I have a client who that just came in. I was actually assisting her, but she actually hired me not because she wants to fight for things. It was largely because she needed macam the emotional support, like someone is there.
Macam best friend gitu.
Yeah, something like that lah. Nak macam pimpin tangan, that kind of thing, and like give her the support that she wants. Because I thought she was just being overly careful lah, but when I saw her in person in court, dia menggigil. Yeah, she didn't dare to speak. I think it's because like she was suppressing like certain emotions, certain things that she wants, but she didn't dare to say it. And therefore, she needs a lawyer lah to be the mouthpiece for it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think for that kind of situation, how do you actually like, are lawyers allowed to create like a very emotional bond with the clients? Is it considered ethical ke apa ke,
I'm not too sure because I would say it really depends on lawyer to lawyer how they actually provide in terms of the services and then also the emotional support. Because for me, I deal largely with family related matters. So for me, it's like kadang-kadang kesian. They come. The thing is, my office there's always a box of tissue, right? Because it's just to prepare. So we deal with the emotional side of it, and I feel that it's hard for me to totally just ignore that they are crying there and they're feeling emotional about their problems and stuff. So I feel that for me, at least, I need to have some form of empathy with them and like understand their situation and see how I can actually try to guide them towards the right direction. Because emotions run high during divorce.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
that's true.
And
Can only
and
imagine.
I need to be the voice of reason tau. So when they're going sideways, I had to slowly steer them back in.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
so-
at the end of the day, you are going to give them a better, so-called a better life after the divorce, in a sense.
Supposedly,
kan?
because recently I had a client who said, "Oh, thanks to you, I'm leading a better life."
Oh, mashallah! Wow.
yeah. Because she came back for a different matter lah. And then I was like, "Oh, you remarried? I didn't know."
Wow. Thanks to you. Good job.
And like you mentioned also just now, when macam in situation macam divorce and all this, right? Emotions are running high. So I think there needs to be a person who is macam the objective one
Yeah.
in order to handle the situation.
The whole situation.
Yeah. So would you say having a lawyer is very important in situations like that?
I would honestly prefer that clients actually get lawyers lah. Not because largely to earn their money, but it's more towards making sure that once they go through this one problem, we settle it all at one go properly.
Right.
You don't want a situation where they reopen the case and then we realize that actually daripada dulu when they didn't get a lawyer, there were issues that they didn't resolve properly. And then it will just carry forward to the next case and we have to clear up the mess that's left behind in that sense.
So
Right.
pernah terjadi.
Yes, quite a few times
Oh,
in
no.
fact. Yeah, and usually when I ask them, oh, who was your lawyer previously? Oh, tak ada lawyer. We just negotiated and agree and then that's where we are now.
So and in that aspect, more paperwork for you to do lah.
Yes. more paperwork tak apa. It's more like there are some damage that's like macam a fixed point tau. So no matter how I try to get away from this fixed point, there's no way. Because the judge will be like, but
This
previously
is
dia dah
happening.
cakap dah macam gini. So you cannot macam try to paitao and say, oh no, this didn't happen. This was a different
Cannot
thing.
twist it no matter what lah.
Yeah.
Because it's an evidence in
Yeah.
a sense.
Yes,
Set in
correct.
stone lah.
Yeah.
Dah terjadi, cannot turn back the past, you know. Cannot go back.
Cannot to go back.
Yeah, because what I like to ask you from a point of a lawyer kan, I mean for the past 6 years of your life as a lawyer, how often do you actually see our community going through divorce and not engaging lawyers and then have this kind of problems that you mentioned?
Quite a fair bit. I have to be upfront. It's quite common. Most of them actually, back then lah, when Sharia court didn't implement their online filing system yet, right? There was always a long queue, and most of them are usually what we call litigants in person. That means they didn't engage lawyers; they have to do their own filing.
Okay.
So I noticed that because a lot of kita orang punya the people in our community, they are just doing things all on their own because they think that getting a lawyer is a waste of money, is expensive, and then they would rather do things on their own because they know their case better than us. Yeah,
But you know the law better than them.
well, that's the
In-
problem lah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one thing that the key point that you're mentioning about how it can be expensive to engage a lawyer, but the things that we do that we
may
things that
miss
we
out,
potentially miss out can be a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's going to be detrimental lah. in future.
Actually, I also can think of situations where macam I'm going to keep using the
Same
example of
example.
divorce because I don't know anything else honestly. So okay lah, divorce, right? Divorce. So macam you get the court order, right? For example, you want to sell a house. So you know dah terletak kat situ this you will get this percentage, you will get this percentage. But then I think Harani Othman mentioned just now, right? We were speaking offline lah. Like how, of course, the female counterpart is the punya CPF contribution is naturally lower than the men's.
If they're a housewife lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then that is financially. But then the non-financial contributions, macam take care of the house and like take care of the kids and like things like that. That
All
is
these are
not.
factors.
Yeah, that are not inside the
So
court order and things like that. Yeah.
because most people will just assume, oh, I pay this means I'm definitely gonna get back this
Yeah.
percentage. They don't consider that throughout the marriage. For example, you have a 20-year marriage. Ada anak, jaga anak, clean up the house and all of these things. These are all non-financial contributions that will actually increase the percentage of your contributions towards the house.
Oh, we don't know that.
Yeah, because a lot of people, they have this common misconception. I pay 100% of the house, therefore I should get 100% of the sales proceeds.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but what about the lady that,
Right,
that
right,
contributed? You think that kalau tak ada dia, your house will be clean ah?
Yeah.
Have there been a case though, macam okay, we're talking about this kind like, the husband is working, pays 100%, but the wife doesn't work, no children, and tai. For example.
Tai. Okay.
And then like for that kind of situation, is she warranted a lot of rather 50% of the house ke apa ke?
Okay, ini case by case basis.
Case by case.
Yes,
I macam curious sangat gitu.
Yeah, because everything is normal, you know. I have so many clients that come in, like for example, especially if the gentleman comes in, they'll be like, woman charter ma, woman, you know, everything and all this stuff. They don't consider that there are other non-financial factors that come in. But of course, I mean, being a tai is one thing, but what if this lady being a tai is the one that helps you with your business as well? Yes, because there's also networking punya component, right? I have had one case similar, betul-betul macam gitu. Yeah, but this one is civil divorce lah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a bit different lah in terms of the punya division and stuff. But in the civil family court punya side, how they see it is that she did contribute. As a, you know, on the networking portion, this and that, and then socializing and bringing in business as well. Right. So in that sense, there's non-financial contributions lah on her end. Of course, it's not going to be 50% lah. But
ada lah sikit.
Yes,
lah.
ada juga lah.
So I guess what we are trying to say is that if you engage a lawyer, they can fight for you for your to be fair.
Yeah, to be fair.
To fight for the fairness.
For what you actually are supposed to get. Let's say kalau tak engage, you don't know the...
I mean, you cannot go to the court yourself and say, I contribute this way, contribute that way. Like, you don't know the law, you see. So in order to get that, a lawyer can help you.
Yes. Of course. But okay, now I want to ask more about the emotion side of being a lawyer. Has there been any incidences where, you know, you go through or you help your clients to go through a divorce and then you actually see the family in front of you like really breaking apart and things like that?
Ada banyak. Yeah, it's a very sad situation because unfortunately most people when they go through a divorce, right, they sometimes not intentionally lah, but they put the pressure on the kids. And they will do the whole like, I want the kids, you're not gonna have it. And the kids will be the trophy lah. Like both parents will be fighting over the kids just because they want to be the winning party.
Right.
Yeah. So because of that, when they do such things, they have no idea that it's actually emotionally affecting the kids. Definitely. They can see it all actually. Yeah, but what they don't know is that the kids may not be very good at voicing it out. And what we notice is that the kids, how they voice out their emotions is by throwing tantrums.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they start to act up. And there will be a lot of complaints from school because dia tak buat homework lah, dia dekat sekolah, just don't want to do work and all of these things.
Right.
So this bit, I have seen it crumble so many times. It has come to a point where some of the kids actually have to go counselling. Yeah, so it's really that's the part where usually sometimes, as a family lawyer myself, I will tell clients, please, whatever you do, you must genuinely think for your kids first. Is how is it going to affect them? Like you and your husband or you and your wife may have all these differences, but whatever happens, don't bring the kids in that sense.
Yeah.
Because it's really bad for them. I have seen it is quite macam I'm scared that they will grow up macam got problems lah in that sense.
Trauma lah.
Yeah, trauma.
Like usually kids are victims of the situations.
Yeah.
It is in this
manner. I mean, because as a child, who would want to see our parents,
exactly.
Going through such a bad breakup? But I mean, of course, certain situations cannot be avoided. They have to go through divorce. As a lawyer, your best advice to these couples would be to really make the issue between the two of them. Is it?
Yeah. And also, of course, they have to be open with their kids that they are going through a divorce. Right. Like what it means to go through a divorce, what to expect from there. I feel that if it comes from the parents, it will be a lot easier as compared to they don't give counselling and they realize that, my mom and dad are separated.
Right.
So I have two homes. I have one client, the kids actually come to me, Kakak, I got two fathers, And I just, apa ni? Because they don't understand the situation. Because after they got divorced, the mother remarried. And then they obviously they have the natural father. Kakak, I got two fathers. Just apa sih budak ni tengah cakap?
So they don't really understand because it wasn't communicated to them.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I think from coming from that point of view, I would try to see maybe they don't really say it to them because they think they're protecting the children.
Most of the time.
Yeah. But in the actual fact behind it is that you're just creating confusion for the kid. You when you don't address these situations as what it's supposed to be, the children can grow up with
kind of resentment, I guess.
Confusion, and a lot of things that can be apa nama dia, not misguided. What's the word? Detrimental for the future, for their growth lah, for their development.
Definitely.
Maybe what?
Oh,
Sorry,
you can-
kahak. Terperangkat. Normal. Yeah, but how would you advise, like from all your years of experience, how would you advise parents who are going through divorce? Like, what is the best way for them to actually go through it?
Well, of course, the very first step that I would suggest is always to be having open communications with your spouse before they even go through a divorce. Jangan buat that whole I engage a lawyer, lepas tu kita orang macam snipe attack like that. Or nowhere, catching them off guard. Because when that happens, right, there's resentment already. Like, what, we are husband and wife, why can't we talk things out? So I always tell my clients, I don't even want to stir any form of like problems for them. I always tell them, look, do they know that you're going to get engage a lawyer first? And is there a reason why you're engaging a lawyer before speaking to your spouse? Yeah, because I want to know what's the dynamics like first lah. Because some of them to them is I tried so many times already. And they don't take me seriously when I say I'm going to get a lawyer. Yeah, but some of them will be like, oh, I don't know how to open the topic. Yeah, even for me, I would just tell them, look, you have to sit this person down and then tell him or her that, I don't think this is going to work out. I want to proceed with a divorce. Can we discuss how can we do like things moving forward lah? Yeah, and of course that's the ideal way to do it. But kita mau tengok lah the family dynamics. Yeah, both parties must be receptive.
Because if not, it'll be a bigger fight lah.
Oh yes, of course. It will be a nightmare lah.
You've been through that as well.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, mashallah.
Yeah, teruk juga.
Maybe I would like to ask, what are usually the reasons behind all this divorce that you've handled so far?
There are many reasons. I'm going to be upfront. I guess, well, post-COVID or during COVID, it was largely because of money.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, largely,
Financial.
Yes, financials, because people losing their job and they were just looking at each other 24/7. Diorang pun bingit, tengok sampai bingit. Yeah, and then also at the same time, PPO was on the rise, your personal protection order.
Okay.
Because when you're cooped up in a place for 24/7, you can't move out to like find your breathing
Tak boleh
space.
ambil angin.
Yes. So like at some point things get abusive and stuff. So those were also potential issues for divorces as well. Yeah, and lack of communication lah. Because communication is always key. I always tell my clients, look, you don't communicate. This is why you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cannot communicate. You have someone else to communicate for you.
Yeah,
in
and
a sense.
you have to pay lah for that.
Betul juga. Yeah. I mean,
I find that very interesting during the COVID period because it's really macam if we go through our everyday life before that, prior COVID, everyone was like, okay, we have these roles.
everyone's
then-
doing their job.
Yeah, and then we come back and then we are husband and wife. But then now it's like 24/7.
that's
I
right.
look at you,
Yeah.
you look at me. Like sometimes you don't even macam, who are you? Unfortunately lah, that's the case for some people.
I mean, in that sense, of course, we believe that communication is always the most important factor to build a foundation in a marriage, and also to ensure that you can actually sustain and go through whatever challenges that can be, in your life lah, in your marriage lah. Because bohong kata lah, that we go through every day smoothly. There will always be challenges in our life, kan? Yeah, and if we don't have that foundation of communication, where we can actually sit down and sit uncomfortably and talk about them, then when it comes to certain situations like COVID, when you really sit down, you see 24 hours, just tengok like that. You dah buat apa? Dan sikit-sikit benda, asal you punya cawan tak kat tengah, boleh jadi gaduh. This kind of things can really be problematic. So that's where it's important for us. Divorce, of course, actually is always the last step you can actually go for. Whatever that we do, of course, we try to maintain a healthy relationship. How we address any problems that you can address first. We communicate openly, like what Liza mentioned as well. And really to just see how we can fix whatever problems that we can fix. Lain lah kalau dah betul-betul external factors. That one lain cerita lah.
Yeah, that's why.
Bopian anda dah bopian act lah.
Bopian ready.
External factors. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, the external factors can also be a big divorce decision for couples.
Yes.
Alamak.
Handful?
Quite a fair bit somehow.
Social media.
Yeah,
Okay.
Social media.
Yeah, it's all the Yeah, I always say like now with everything in the palm of our hands, we have access to everything in the world.
Yes, exactly.
It's temptations everywhere.
Yeah.
That's
Up to you want to take on the temptation lah. Lagi-lagi bulan Ramadan ni kan.
Syaitan tak ada, that means it's you tau.
Yeah, that is true.
Jangan nak
Bukan
cakap
syaitan.
ini hasutan syaitan aku terbuat.
Tak ada.
Hey.
Semua dah kena lock up tau. Unless ada satu stray punya lah.
Dia macam sebelum dia lock out, kau buat jahat dulu, okay bye.
Ya Allah.
That's the ripple effect from what I understand about Ramadan lah.
Do you have any interesting case studies that come to you and you macam
Sampai sekarang you masih
you divorce
terfikir-fikir.
because of this, that kind of thing?
Actually, I find all cases interesting,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because there's no one case that's exactly the same. Dia semua lain-lain, got different
Interesting,
factors. Yeah, but I think for me, the more interesting one usually comes from the civil courts punya side.
Civil court,
Yes,
okay.
because there will be those like macam they will start questioning like, oh, is this kid even mine?
Oh.
Alamak.
Yeah, betul.
Ada?
Yeah, betul. This is literally what I would say from Channel 8 drama.
Oh wow.
What paternity test all, you know,
Wow.
and then when they go to court, the son gives the middle finger to the father.
Oh my goodness.
And I thought I would only see this
In
dramas,
dramas,
but I
yeah.
actually saw it live.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And I thought I was seeing things because I asked my colleague, hey bro, did he just did that?
Did that really happen?
I was like, yeah, I just saw also.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And-
So that are those. I think that one was the most significant one that I remembered. Followed by another one where the kid macam kena kidnap from one country to another country.
Ya Allah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oi.
Yeah.
because of the parents separating.
Parents gaduh and then satu parent suka macam expat life tau. So move from one country to another country. Ada 2 budak, dia ambil 1 je. Yeah.
Okay.
So that one was a bit sad because the kid, honestly, right, I feel that the kid is a bit broken. Yeah, emotionally speaking lah. Pasal one moment dia pergi Hong Kong, next moment dia dekat Canada, next moment dia dekat Singapore.
Anak orang kaya lah ni.
Anak orang kaya lah, but still, you know, the emotional factor is
Yeah.
still is not good lah.
It's affecting the child lah. I mean,
No stability, I would say.
because family nucleus is important when it comes to relationships. You know, when you don't build that family together and then you just buat sesuka hati, pretend that you are a single person with a lot of money and then you tak kisah pasal orang lain, then you have to really start questioning your responsibility as a father or as a mother lah. Because kita ni, when I mean, we are not parents yet, but I understand how important it is to have, you know, when we are a child born into this world and then our parents are there and they're not setting good enough example for us, and then they pretend to live their life as though they are single. It affects a child in a way at how he views the world, you know, like how he views relationship, like relationship is not important. And sad to say, it can actually create a vicious cycle and then, you know, it turun-temurun lah.
Turun-temurun.
Yeah, and it just takes one person to just terdalam sikit lah. Sorry, minta maaf. That's why I always say break the cycle.
Break the
Break the
cycle.
So kita selalunya we have Misa here to really show that these things are actually happening.
It's
you know,
happening,
people
it's happening.
are divorcing for a lot of reasons. You know,
Ada yang I dengar sebab apa jelak.
Yeah.
Alamak.
yeah. That one civil marriage.
No, it's actually Sharia.
Allah.
Yeah.
And did it go through?
It did.
Oh, serious?
Yes, it did.
Okay, cerita sikit.
So young couple, I can't say much, but it's just young couple, tak ada children, and it jelak to the point where they were prepared to surrender their HDB house.
Oh my
Oh.
God.
Yeah, and you know when you surrender a house, actually rugi tau.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
so that's how
MOP.
jelak they were of each other.
Rabak ke?
Yeah.
That bad.
Jelak.
No, but I'm trying to grasp that situation, like because they've been married for a few years.
Yeah, so they were, if I didn't recall wrongly, high school sweethearts tau.
Oh Lord.
For the longest time. Then they got married tak sampai 5 tahun. Then they were just like, I think I'm done.
Right.
Yeah.
So tak semestinya kita bersama seseorang tu for more than 10 years boleh kekal ke jannah kalau kita tak work on the relationship lah.
Definitely can, insyaAllah, if like Yan said, you have to work on it lah. It's not a walk in the park. Marriage is
Mungkin
a journey.
Yeah, maybe if I were to just put myself in their shoes, maybe lah, wallahu alam. But maybe they reach their goal of time kecil-kecil muda-muda, kita kahwin lah, nak kahwin lah.
Dah kahwin
terus what next? So
It's like
maybe
we always say that in life, macam through marriage and just life in general, you go through a lot of cycles. You rediscover yourself, and there's a different stage every time.
yeah.
So as a couple and as an individual, you have to communicate lah. Maybe you weren't the same person 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe your goals have changed. Then you have to, you in a marriage, you communicate.
Yeah, and
Then
then you see
inshallah
what
you
can
can-
be introduced. So
Yeah.
as what would you if let's say you were to be able to give this couple an advice, what would it be?
I guess it's more about making sure that at any point of time, your goals are aligned lah. Because for sure, there is no one person that's gonna have the same characteristics throughout the year.
Betul.
Yeah.
The years lah. So at some point, everyone grows. Maybe today you might like cheesecake, tomorrow you don't like cheesecake and all these things. Today I like to travel, tomorrow I don't want to travel anymore. It's just making sure that it's all about synergy. Bukan compromise or synergy.
Synergy.
You
I
are
like that
supposed to complement each other.
Okay.
Yeah, based on whatever you're lacking lah, in that sense. So actually this is something that one of my older close friend actually taught me lah. He said marriage, he's a married man.
Okay.
I think dah 70 tahun.
Masya Allah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. A
Yeah.
senior.
Senior,
70
very
years.
senior. So dia yang bilang tau, dia cakap, a couple right is always about synergy, it's not about compromise. Then I was like, apa sih? Kenapa dia ni tak cakap pasal synergy? Because when he said synergy, I thinking of petrol. I don't know why.
Okay, I understand.
I know where
the
it is.
synergy.
Yeah. Faham.
Then he said like, at the end of the day, when you are together like as a couple,
Yeah.
there will be flaws from each parties. And it's on the other party to make sure that the other flaw is being covered in that sense that they complement each other. So you need to make sure everything runs smoothly. You shouldn't be compromising. You should be trying to find ways to find that same frequency and work together.
Oh, I like that.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Ni
Synergy.
older man dah kahwin berapa lama, take it from him, I think it works lah.
I mean, I would agree with that as well because kalau kita asyik sacrifice, I think sometimes it can actually affect kita punya asyik aku je yang
It can lead
mengalah.
to resentment.
It can really, it can lead to resentment. I mean, without purpose lah, without not on purpose, I would say.
Purpose,
But when it comes to that synergy part, oh wow, I like that so much.
Yeah, synergy.
Like I think I did say something similar to her when we were still dating lah back then.
What you say?
About like
Ingat tak?
yeah, it's about complimenting each other like what you said. as well.
It's actually the same idea.
Okay, compliment ni bukan macam you cantik hari, not that kind of compliment, but complimenting where you fill up the places where they lack. You are the strength for their weaknesses, and whatever that is. For example, okay, simple scenario that I can put is I suka cuci baju, dia suka lipat. So that in a way is a whole process. Kalau kita cuci baju je tak lipat, baju dia mountain, berlogo kan. But because she's good at folding clothes, that's where she complement the process.
Yes.
So we have a full, clear and clean wardrobe.
Yes.
Because of how we work with each other.
It's called synergy.
That's a good one. Yeah, I think that is a very key factor lah. Because thank you for that statement. I like it. Synergy.
Synergy.
Yeah, it was something that stuck on to me for like I think the past 6 years.
Mashallah.
Yeah, it was some random Christmas dinner, and then that friend of mine, he found out I'm doing a lot of family law, and he was telling me, it's very important to have synergy. I was like, apa sih?
Petrol.
But have there ever been an instance where these clients of yours, they came to you and then instead of being a lawyer, you became their counselor instead?
Ada it's a lot of times because sometimes when I ask them, hi, so what how can I assist you, next thing you know, nangis. Yeah, so I mean it's hard for us to just be a lawyer straight up and say, bodoh they're crying down there, and just straight up ask them, so what is the reason for divorce? I can't possibly do that, right? And then diorang tengah nangis, tengah choking, how to the instruction.
Agak susah dah.
Yeah, that's why. So I have to calm them down and then like tell them, okay, you need to get past this emotional side, because if you can't get past it, you come here, right? I can't help you.
Right.
So I have to sit them down and then like macam clear their mind first before they let them calm down before I can officially take instructions lah.
Right.
Yeah. So sometimes it helps if you lend a listening ear, empathize with them what they're going through and see what you can try to help in a sense. Of course, we have our own limitations.
Yeah.
But we can only advise them on what to do and then see how they want to do it lah moving forward.
Can you share a little bit about briefly the process of divorce actually? Because we've had one guest who was a divorcee, and then she was saying how the process was. It's like the most
Time-consuming.
painful part of the whole divorce.
It's painful because of the duration lah, I would say,
Yeah.
and a lot of things that you have to do in between that duration. So we are talking about Sharia divorce lah. Basically, you need to go through this thing called macam counselling program, marriage counselling program. So prerequisite tak attend tak boleh file divorce.
Mandatory.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Okay.
Unfortunately, and of course that's the very first part. It takes about maybe 1 to 3 months, depending on availability and how many rounds you need to go.
Okay.
So once you've already gone through that process, diorang kasih some form of certificate lah to confirm that okay dah pergi. So you may proceed to file for a divorce papers.
Certificate. Ada certificate
Ada.
Quite weird, isn't it? Okay, you are certified to divorce.
Something not like that per se lah, but you may proceed lah. They will say.
Okay.
Yeah, so then that's the very first part. Then after that, you prepare your divorce documents. You need to put in the reason for divorce. What do you want from the divorce? Nafkah idah, muta'ah, division of the house, the kids. Semua benda is a lot of things.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that bit, you prepare ready, you dah submit. The next court date will be your mediation.
Mediation first.
Yes, mediation dulu. Mesti kena pergi mediation.
Okay. Well, what exactly is mediation?
So it depends on whether the first thing the court will ask is the gentleman going to pronounce talak kalau dia belum pronounce talak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because mediation can only proceed if he's prepared to pronounce talak. Kalau dia tak nak pronounce talak, then you have to proceed on a contested basis. And that will be a few months down the road. Yeah.
So ada tak orang macam dia tak jatuhkan talak?
Ada. And because they refuse to do it, we actually had to get we had to go through this process where there is a hakam. So the hakam will be an ustad that will be taking over the power in a sense from the gentleman to pronounce talak after the hakam, the ustad himself, has already heard the story by both parties.
Okay.
Yeah. So when that happens, that only happens when the gentleman say, I don't want to pronounce at all.
Kenapa tu?
There are those, I have seen actually some of them will keep saying, I still love you, I still want to try. But then the lady will be, no.
Dah tahu hati, is it?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah, and because of that, he's not prepared to jatuh talak. Yeah,
Okay.
but of course there are those that will be like, you want me to jatuh talak? I can drop now. How many you want?
Wow.
Yeah.
So kira dah tak ada hati lagi lah.
Yeah, I have seen those. In fact, there was this guy years ago lah when I was first a lawyer. Dia cakap jatuh talak 3,000. I was like, apa ni dah tak betul ni.
Itulah, paling-paling 3
Ya, kena marah lah dengan the judge. Ya.
Kira kan dia dah terlalu benci.
Yalah, dah
or
mengamuk
something.
lah. Ya.
But I think what I really want to understand is throughout this process, has there been cases where they dah nak kejatuhkan when it's going to be finalized and then they rujuk balik? Ada juga.
Ada quite a few actually. So that's good lah, because at least they try to talk things out with each other. But this kind usually are those where macam diorang macam nak tak nak. Actually you can sense one from the clients. Like when they want to go through the divorce, right? You can sense macam something feels a bit off. But then halfway through, when they see the husband, they try to talk things out. And because the duration is long, right? There's a lot of opportunities for them to privately talk things out. Some of them even try marriage counselling in between.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dah walaupun dah going through the process.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. Because I had why we like, because Hadani woman is at the side lah. So
Very
ada
expressive.
yes. So going through, I think there is a reason why, because I did see some comments they say that ada sebabnya the timeline is long. Because this is the time where mungkin you akan rujuk balik semula with your spouse to prevent divorce, kan? But as much as possible kita kalau boleh tak nak cerai lah, kan?
Yes,
Yeah. But how would you say their life have changed if let's say they rujuk balik? Have you seen?
Well, I have seen both sides actually, where dah rujuk then they continue on as per normal. Still married, no issues, etc. But there are those rujuk already, then you'll be like, shucks.
Tak boleh.
Tak boleh. Yeah, I have had some of those clients actually. They came back and then they said, I gave him a chance, ingat dia dah tukar and all this, and then turns out it didn't. And then and hi, I'm back. Yeah.
Start balik the whole
back.
process.
Yeah, that's why.
You get a message, imagine lunchtime. Hi, I'm back. Alamak.
Ingatkan dah okay.
Yeah, that's why.
But I think the most important thing we need to understand is that we need to always be clear in our thoughts. As much as emotions are important, but in terms of marriage, it's not just about emotions. It's about logic as well. It's about how we can be mentally healthy and also be apa nama dia? We need to understand kita punya situation. Yeah. Does it make sense? Am I making sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah. Why you stare at me? I just blank. Yeah. Okay, Bibi, I want to ask also, there are many reasons for divorce kan, but what is actually the grounds for a Sharia compliant marriage for divorce?
Well, essentially the ground itself is just one lah. The gentleman has to pronounce talak. But then the reason why behind why this gentleman wants to pronounce talak, there are many ways to do it. For example, tak provide nafkah, or hasn't been around for the past 3 months. In fact, all of these reasons, for those people who are married, if you take a look at the back part of your marriage certificate,
Yes, have it.
actually ada tulis tau.
Yes.
Yeah. So those things are essentially in Islam, how they actually see marriage is a partnership. Yeah, and it's like an agreement between two people lah. So which is why when you take a look at the back part of your marriage certificate, it's like, oh, I hereby agree. Kalau if I don't provide nafkah, I beat up my wife. I am not present for the past 3 months or so. That these are reasons for you to go through a divorce.
Even when you were macam tengah ambil nikah tu, angkat nikah.
Lepas tu, what
Ada,
is it?
Yeah, actually,
We have to read that.
Something.
I don't know the term, but I for sure, because for me recently my younger sister got married, and I actually heard all those words. I was like, oh, so actually they actually say it out loud. I thought it's like tak dorang bring them to the attention like actually these are your obligations.
Right. Okay, so if that's the case, if all those things that was said was not met, automatically jatuhkan talak atau?
Well, in a way that would be a solid reason for divorce to happen lah. It's just that in Sharia court, right, they want things to be registered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So macam like in a marriage, if let's say when couples quarrel, right, and maybe the husband got really angry, dia cakap dia jatuh talak. So it's in a way, yes, you are divorced, but officially you need to get it registered dekat family court. Bukan family court, sorry, Sharia court.
Sharia court.
Right.
Yeah.
Dalam agama, kalau kita dengan isteri ke you jatuhkan talak, kalau ada witness, automatically dah tak sah that marriage kan.
Yes, correct.
But like you say lah, you have to register.
Register.
Yeah, so that registration process tu yang buat kita boleh fikir semula lah what's going on, rujuk and whatnot, which is I would say important. Yeah. Allah. Tu ayat-ayat macam kita fikir balik semua pasal personal experience kan. I've seen it happen also. I mean divorce in itself it's not a beautiful thing. Yeah, it can bring about a lot of painful memories and feelings that you can actually it can affect you for a lifetime, I would say, if it's not handled properly.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, deep. Minta maaf. But coming from a lawyer point of view, have there been any cases where you really wish that the divorce happened earlier than when it should be?
I have, in fact. I mean, obviously I don't voice it out, but it's more towards like, as you go too deep into your marriage and stuff, right, it gets harder to bring that step forward.
Okay.
Yeah, and usually for me, when clients come and see me, to me, that's the very big step. It's 50% out of the way already. Yeah. So there are some who stayed together because of the kids. And they tahan the whole emotional baggage and everything to the point where I can see that it has affected them as a person. The person is no longer happy, and you can actually see, like last time, this person was actually very happy when they were together, but as the kids grow older, right, you can see macam like Harry Potter, the Dementor suck the life out of them. Yeah, you can actually see that. It's so obvious, and they find it very hard to get themselves out of the situation as well, because to them it's like there's that emotional attachment already, and they feel that macam sayang. I've been married for 20 over years. Then I suddenly gonna throw this away, macam like
rugi,
what? Rugi, and then what's the purpose in my life? Yeah.
So in that sense, they probably are filing for divorce as bopian act also. Is it?
Yeah, in a way, like, or rather some of them they will be like, my kids are big already.
Now is the time.
Yes. Yeah, some of them really they waited out, like the moment their kids turn 21, they want to cari lawyer.
Allah.
Yeah, it's serious. I'm not kidding. Because I asked them, like, your problem seems to be going back all the way, like from a long time ago. Like, how come now? Because I wait for my kids to grow up. I don't want them to grow up in a broken family.
But that's a real thing, you know. I know a lot of people who stay in a marriage because of kids.
Then it becomes the emptiness syndrome. Yeah, I think we shared about this emptiness syndrome where, you know, they just focus so much on the kids and then the relationship just break apart.
Yeah.
But because of the kids, the moment the kids are gone, there's no longer a couple anymore.
Yes.
It's just two individuals in the same house.
Betul.
Oh, sedihnya.
Sedih
Yeah.
lah, quite sedih.
It is actually quite common for older couples lah. You would notice actually. Yeah.
Well, what's your if you don't mind sharing, how much or whether how often do you see older couples that actually go through divorce? Like, is it very rampant ke macam mana?
I guess it really depends though, because I have different age groups now.
Okay.
Yeah, so the older ones, most of the time they will tell you, oh, I wait for my kids to grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then no choice that those we do see it, but not that many.
Okay.
Yeah.
But ada lah.
Ada juga.
I think one day we will need to ask them lah.
I think one day we should invite an older couple, macam very old 70.
You know any? Maybe your past clients ke? Tak boleh.
They won't come out.
Because it's really something that I find important, because we are a young couple kan, and then we feel that, you know, we find so much importance in communication and things like that. But when push come to shove, these elderly couples are the ones that went through at least, you know, the brunt of it.
Yep.
Whatever that they need, that life put them through, they've gone through it. But of course, you had an example of your friend, that 70-year-old man who said that, you know, he has the perfect example of synergy and things like that, how a married couple is supposed to be like. And then there are some that really are not guided properly in terms of their family life, and then it led them to be where they are today.
These things happen.
These things happen. It's reality in a sense where, wow, it's a day to be saying it right now lah. To be honest, it's the day to feel that the emptiness syndrome is happening in our society.
Yep.
But there's only so much that we can do, because they are our elderlies. They are our seniors, and then kadang most scenarios is that if you tell them certain things, they cannot accept it. Because kita ni, kau tahu apa, kau muda, kau tak tahu apa-apa.
But I think one thing that we can actually do as young people, if we see macam all these elderly punya relationships, right, what they do maybe not so good, then we don't follow lah. Yeah, so we use them as an example to not make the same mistakes. For example, some of us are from broken families, our parents are divorced and things like that. That it happened, you know, we can't do anything about it except take it as a lesson and understand that our parents did the best that they could at that point of time, you know. But what we can do is learn from that line and be better ourselves in our marriage and as individuals. I think
I'm actually affected. I just want everybody to be happy, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes there are certain things you can't force.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
so if you force through it, then it will be like those emptiness syndrome.
Yeah. Oh my god. Sedihnya. Is there?
Are you alright?
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes sedih. Actually, when we hear cases macam kawan-kawan ke apa,
It can be
we
sedih.
will like tell each other that, oh my god, I wish she had come to us earlier.
Have you ever had scenarios like that where, you know, you wish you can save them?
Like your friends.
Friends ke apa?
You see, bukan yalah macam savior syndrome that's what they call it. Because for me I have a lot of couple friends, all these things, and as a family lawyer, it's a lot easier to see red flags for us.
Okay.
Yeah, so we see it, but I have come to the acceptance that it may not be ideal to just voice it out. Because sometimes other red flags doesn't mean they cannot work it out.
Yeah.
It's their own internal problem. Leave it to them to go and settle it lah. Unless your red flag is, oh, this person is cheating on you. Itu lain lah.
Like
Cheating or abusive.
Yes. So, but there's only so much we can do, because at the end of the day, it's for the couple themselves to work through their problems. Like even if the guy is abusive, the girl is abusive, but if no one is going to take that step to get themselves out of that situation, there's nothing you can do except to be there for them.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, I have seen lah with my own personal friends what we call toxic relationships lah. Kan? So, and to me very touchy lah. Tak berani cakap sangat.
Yeah.
So you can only advise kalau dia nak buat, dia buat. If they don't do, then we just be there for them.
Really. We
Sometimes
cannot
also
help them if they don't want to help themselves.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen fair share of toxic relationships as well. And, you know, sometimes you can advise all you want, but they're like, tak nak lah.
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
you
because you can sense that despite all the toxicity in the relationship, there are some feelings of love. And
Yeah, for
whatnot.
sure.
Yeah, especially if they're married with kids. But oh man,
I mean, we can only just pray for them lah
Yes,
from
doakan
afar.
lah.
Just be there, support them if they ever need. But to interfere, I don't think that's not in our place lah.
Dia macam apa, jaga kain tepi sendiri apa?
Ya gitulah, macam gitulah.
Kan, ya, something like that.
Tepi kain sendiri.
Jaga tepi kain sendiri. Thank you Ani. Malay proverb no good.
It's okay. Wow.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
affected already.
Yeah, I think today's conversation is quite insightful. It's not that kita macam advocate divorce or anything like that, but
but this is
these are just
happening.
information that is good to know. Yeah, as married couples, also as individuals.
Because divorce is the last step. No, the last option. As much as possible. I think even Miz also mentioned, try to be healthy in your relationship. Communicate from the start.
Don't be afraid to have difficult
conversations.
Conversations,
Yeah.
But in any case, if you need any law help, you can contact Miza.
Yeah, maybe you can share it.
Niza. Liza.
Oh, Liza. I've been saying Miza all the time. Stop. Minta maaf ya.
Tak apa, it's okay.
Liza.
It's okay. The
Liza.
idea is there lah.
That is.
Ya Allah, minta maaf lah. You can contact Liza.
Yes.
Maybe you can share your
Instagram.
details. Yeah.
Okay, so we are actually on social media. Instagram dengan TikTok, Family Law SG.
Okay.
Law
Then
SG.
yeah, if you're looking for me, you can also contact me dekat on my WhatsApp 9653-1612.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so I work like 7-11 lah.
24 hours
If
a
I'm
day.
awake, I will reply you lah.
Siapa nak kacau betul.
Oh yeah, and we do offer first consultation free, so that at least the clients know where to move, and then if they are keen to engage the services lah, rather than I charge them and then tak tahu what's happening and stuff. Yeah.
So in a way, the first consultation is for you to know what to do next.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, to guide them lah. Kalau tidak, most of them will just be like, I'm lost. Where to go, what to do.
So
Right.
you're their pathfinder.
I'm steering them towards the right direction.
InsyaAllah.
Yeah.
Can. Tapi kalau nak supplements untuk membaiki kulit,
Oh wow.
nampak tak?
Boleh lah cari Lustre.
Yes. Jangan lupa, this podcast is brought to you by
Lustre. Elevate your beauty with Lustre's range of skin supplements and essentials. Prioritize your skin, health and shine with confidence every day.
Lustre for
For
skin that
skin that
shines.
shine.
Don't forget to use our promo code outside in to enjoy $5 off Lustre products. You can always visit them at www.mylustre.com or contact them at 62754123 62754123. You can also DM them at Instagram on mylustre.mylife or find them on Facebook and TikTok at mylustre.
Yes, so don't go anywhere.
We have Husna with us again. So we'll be sharing more insights for this Ramadan with Husna. So see you in a bit.
And we are back again.
Yeah,
With
dah nak dekat raya guys.
Husna. Oh, so exciting.
Kan, dah nak raya. This week kita raya dengan My Lustre.
Ada special episode kan?
Yes. InsyaAllah.
Kita dah 3 minggu berpuasa, beribadah.
3 ke 2? 3 lah.
3 kan?
Tak ingat lah. 3 Pasal
Oh, okay. 3.
3 Pasal bulan April lagi seminggu baru raya.
Oh iya, you saya.
Lagi 3.
Yes.
Dah 3. Maaf lah puasa. Lupa nak buang cawan ni kan.
Dah buka.
Dah buka.
boleh minum.
Okay guys, dah nak raya ni kan guys. Apakah Kak Na kita boleh nasihatkan kepada insiders kita?
Okay, kan pagi raya korang nak lawa. So all throughout the whole few weeks of puasa, kulit semua dah slay. Okay?
Dah slay.
Collagen, Skin Pro, cleanser, toner. Sekali pagi raya kau keluar, ketiak kau bau masam.
Alamak,
Kepala bau masam. Macam mana?
Macam mana tu?
Wow, manual.
Itu macam dah skin semua dah slay ya. Sis keluar jalanan, dia
Bau.
walk past.
Kan ada the whiff of smell. Can you imagine the
Alamak.
green smoke? Turn off. Dah lawa-lawa. Lepas tu, jalan. Dah turn off. So, kalau korang tak nak ketiak dengan kepala kau masam time raya ni, kau cuba kita punya shower foam. dengan kita punya shampoo.
Kita ada example shower foam di sini guys, nampak.
Shower foam, bau dia
Bagus.
very refreshing. I love it. Very, bila you pakai tu rasa macam fresh gitu macam.
Pakai pagi raya. Jadi bau dia melekat kat badan you. Jadi tak bau masam.
Ya. Lagi-lagi pun kalau let's say lah kita bangun pagi tu lepas subuh kan, kena pergi mana? Solat Jumaat pula. Solat raya.
Solat raya.
Solat raya.
Kan? Pasal kadang-kadang selalunya malam Jumaat tu malam raya. Astagfirullahalazim. Malam raya tu kita sibuk memasak. Dah bau rendang tau.
Betul. Every malam raya my family will gotong royong dengan periuk-periuk sebesar tidak, masak ayam merah,
Sambal
masak sambal
goreng.
masak rendang, masak sambal udang.
Lagi.
Segala-galanya.
Habislah
Lapar,
bau melekat. Lapar. Walaupun dah buka tak lapar lagi.
Ya, tapi itulah bau dia akan melekat. Kadang-kadang kita tak perasan ni. Then ada kalanya I pernah lah tak apa, semalam dah mandi tapi dah masak. Tapi pasal nak jalankan tanggungjawab untuk solat raya ni,
Solat raya, yes.
pakai je lah baju. Tengah Allahu Akbar, bau keti lah.
Serius ah.
Pernah lah.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine the green smoke? Ya Allah.
Orang kat sebelah pun orang kat sebelah Allahu Akbar.
Oh my god.
So selamatkanlah jiran kita yang sebelah tengah solat tu kan.
Yang angkat ketiak tau. Nanti
Kan kena tapi ihram tu kan kena betul-betul.
Ketiak muka.
and also for ladies also, of course you nak jalan raya, even if you pakai tudung sekalipun, you nak rambut you bau sedap. Betul.
Pasal
Because
satu hari tau.
bila you satu hari jalan
You
ni,
gini lain macam.
Macam pocong.
Kan.
Gini.
Jalan
Jalan raya.
Orang jalan gini lain.
You mana tahu ajar macam gini. Jalan gitu. Raya je ada.
I nak tengok okay. Raya lagi.
Raya. Pasal setan semua dah keluar. Sebab tu raya je jalan macam tu.
Nanti malam pagi raya tu I akan ambil video, I akan tahu now, okay? I post kat TikTok, post kat stories.
dia jalan macam tu betul lah.
Alamak, tu bukan parah. Kau kena check.
Automatik aku baca rukiah ni.
Yes, pagi raya tu kan kita dah kena jawan banyak-banyak. Nak pergi rumah nenek, nak pergi rumah atuk, nak pergi rumah makcik, segala-galanya. Jadi you have to remain fresh. So how do you do that? Pakai shower foam
and
dan
shampoo.
Betul.
Sekarang pun I sendiri pakai shower foam pakai shampoo dia. I suka.
You bilang dorang dia punya bau-bau dia macam mana?
Bau dia macam citrus. Is it like citrus? Grapefruit.
Dia bau macam grapefruit. One of the viewers also previously I cannot pinpoint what fruit, tapi bau dia memang refreshing, citrus. Then sampai diorang cakap bau grapefruit. Then I was like, oh yeah. So kalau you all ada shampoo, buka bau sekarang. Bau grapefruit tak?
So what I like to do, one thing I like about the shampoo kan, it lathers up very
Nicely.
well.
Yeah, I love it.
I tak payah pump banyak-banyak pun. Just one pump.
You tahu macam I paling tak suka kan kalau some hotels kan dorang kasih shampoo kan. Oh, tak boleh. I pakai kat rambut I dah lah. Rambut I tebal, it doesn't leather. And then I macam
Dia macam ibarat you pakai hand soap kat shampoo.
betul. Kenapa senang ke? You okay ke? You masih dekat sini.
Saya bershampoo
Bodoh lah korang ni.
ni product top best lah.
Itu compose.
Kan kau pernah kan pergi hotel dan shampoo dia macam gitu. Tak boleh. But Lustre punya shampoo, it lets up nicely, bau sedap.
A little goes a long way.
Yeah.
Ustaz dah gone.
Ustaz tak boleh. A little goes a long way. Okay, I nak kasih a bit of my testimonial about the shampoo lah. Okay,
okay.
So one pump was all it takes. Dah berlaku pula. So the one pump, I tambah air sikit. Rambut dah basah kan, tambah air sikit, I lather kat tangan, shampoo. The first time I tried it, I fikir okay lah, I try 3-4 pump lah.
banyak
Kau pasal I suka memang selalu 3-4 pump.
Banyak,
Kali I pakai dah macam Santa Claus. Dah besar kepala. So satu dah cukup. Kalau rambut dia macam I kan, satu cukup lah. Satu pump cukup. And then so I tried, I wanted to know what it really smells like. Tengah shampoo dah boleh bau. So I ambil demi sabun, dah bau. Kalau boleh makan dah makan.
Jangan makan.
Jom kat rambut kan, jangan.
Dan banyak orang cakap kalau diorang pakai shampoo dengan shower foam kita sama-sama, macam spa. So dia macam relaxing. Habis you mandi air panas kan. So the whole shower smells amazing. So apa lagi, janganlah delay beli. Nanti pagi raya bau busuk macam mana? Kita jalan semua, masuk MRT semua.
Jalan semua mak kebak tau. Imagine 50 orang jalan macam gini, semua tak mandi.
Trend tu bergegas saya tu. InsyaAllah.
Tapi kalau 50 orang tu pakai shower foam daripada Lustre,
jalan macam biasa.
Jalan confirm jalan gini.
Bukan gini
Ini orang
kalau
belum
macam
mandi.
gini pun lain pula.
Ini float.
Apa yang kelakar sampai? Aku tak tahu. You ketawa, aku ketawa.
Aduh, Allahu Akbar.
Okay, so
Tapi yes,
betul-betul. Don't forget to use our promo code lah. Kalau you nak beli ni shower foam dengan dia punya shampoo. You have to buy together lah. It will be nice macam you dapat the spa experience, you know.
yeah.
And takkan you beli separately, ketiak dah bau wangi, habis kepala bau masam.
kan.
Might as well beli
Doesn't make
dua-dua.
sense,
Doesn't
girl.
make sense. The math
Complete.
isn't mathing.
Yeah,
Betul.
dia macam I run out of analogy.
Tak apalah.
Yeah, it's a complete set lah.
Yes.
I mean, if you want to buy individually,
Boleh
sure,
juga,
boleh.
yes.
Tapi we advise you, even for us, we have the shampoo dia kat dalam, dia tinggal setengah botol, pasal I suka pakai. So, sorry, minta maaf. So you get both to accentuate your fragrance, not smell, your fragrance.
Fragrance.
Yeah.
Okay.
You feel refreshed, you feel comfortable, you takkan rasa berminyak.
Yes.
And it's really clean.
Side note ni memang suitable for families. So raya kan satu keluarga kadang-kadang orang dah bergotong royong tidur kan, you sleep over to their house. Semua orang boleh pakai. Datuk boleh pakai, nenek boleh pakai, cucu cicit semua boleh pakai. Safe for everyone.
So keluar semua bawa grapefruit.
Ya. Bagus lah, sedap.
Sedap.
Very
Sedap.
refreshing. Kalau keluar bau bacin,
Lah, betul.
Itu lain cerita.
Kita ada code name. Kalau orang yang bau yang ni kita panggil buketi.
Bau ke ti?
bau
Buketi.
Buketi.
Buketi kan wrestler kan. So kita Buketi. Orang akan fikir mana. Kita hanya tak boleh cari, kita hanya Buketi. Itulah. So, kalau nak jadi Buketi jangan mandi. Kalau tak nak jadi Buketi, pakai Lustre, shower foam dan shampoo.
Betul. Elevate your beauty with Lustre's range of skin supplements and essentials. Prioritize your skin health and shine with confidence every day.
Yes.
Lustre for skin that shine.
Okay. Lungsuri laman mereka, their website at www.mylustre.com or contact them at 6275-4123 6275-4123. Right?
Yes.
DM them at mylustre.mylife or head on over to their Facebook and TikTok at mylustre.
Yes.
Okay. Jangan lupa ya, promo kod outside in ya. Okay.
Yes, jangan bau ketik.
Jangan buketi.
Bye.
Okay. Jumpa lagi next episode. Let's wrap it up. We come to the end of another episode of Outside In.
Yes, if you like what you hear, please follow us on all our socials, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube and Spotify. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube and rate our Spotify.
Rate 5 bintang insyaAllah. It will help us a lot. Okay?
Yeah. Until next time.
Next time. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.